I'm here with Elizabeth Todorova. Where are you from, Elizabeth?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
And you are making Campanella with salmon and vegetables. And what's Campanella?
Campanella is a type of Italian pasta. It's a fun little shape. It kind of looks like a horn.
And how did this recipe come to be?
So it came about because I love pasta and I love salmon, and I just had a hodgepodge of vegetables sitting around, and I decided why not put it all together in a dish.
And it turned out perfectly.
It did. It turned out phenomenal, and now it's one of my signature dishes.
Well, I'd like to see how you make it.
Great, well, let's go. So to start out, what we do is we take some oil into a large pan, drizzle it, and you want to have this on about medium heat. You add in some diced shallots.
Right, and why shallots and not onions?
Shallots are a little bit more mild than onion. However, if you don't have shallots, you can use a small onion.
Okay,
it's
good,
okay.
good.
So we'll add those right in, and you can already hear it starting to sizzle.
Right, I'll take this from you.
Okay, and then we have some diced garlic. I like to use about 20 cloves. That's what this looks like.
20 cloves?
Yes, I love
wow.
garlic. It really gives this great flavor in the dish.
That's a lot of cloves of garlic.
It is, it is. You can really smell it. And then what I like to do now is season it with some salt and pepper. And you want to season it in layers because then you know exactly how much you're using.
Right, because if you put it on the top, it might not get all the way through.
Exactly,
Got it.
exactly. Next up, we have some bell pepper. You can use orange, red, or green. So we'll add those right in.
It's so colorful looking.
It
Besides
is.
tasting
It's really,
good, it's
really
pretty.
colorful. And some chopped celery. And again, we will season this with some salt.
And you just do that. When you say season it with some salt, you do that by feel.
Absolutely. You just want to give it like a light drizzle of salt, not too much. And we'll mix this around. And then next up, we have some shredded carrots that you'll add in, and this really gives it great, great color as well.
About how many carrots was that?
2 carrots, I'd say.
Got it.
Yes. And again, we'll season with just a little bit of salt. And in the meantime, what we'll do in our next pan over here is, again, put some olive oil, and we'll get the salmon ready. Now, while that's heating up, we will season this with some salt and some pepper and some garlic powder and some oregano. And oregano really gives the salmon a really great flavor. And then last but certainly not least, we'll use some crushed red pepper.
And that really is according to taste.
Absolutely. I personally like my things with a little bit of a kick, but if someone doesn't, you know you can take it out.
Right.
Absolutely. And let's see, once the pan is ready, if you put the salmon in, it will start to sizzle. So let's put that in just like that. And this only needs to cook about 2 minutes on each side. So not only is this dish really colorful, but it's not really long to make either.
Right. Now, while all that's in there, do you keep moving it
Yes,
around?
and what we're going to do now is we're going to add in some frozen peas.
Are they thawed?
They don't have to be thawed. They can be, but it's not necessary. And we will just mix this all together. See, look at those colors.
Oh,
Isn't
they're
that
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I know, it's gorgeous. And we do have some basil. We'll add that at the end.
At the end. Okay.
Yes.
Got that.
And in the meantime, I'm going to add some garlic powder to this as well.
So it's a lot of garlic and a lot of garlic powder.
Yes, it is. And some crushed red pepper because you want to have a nice little kick in the whole dish as well. Okay, and now what I'll do is when you have a lemon, just pick out the seeds so they don't go into your dish. No big deal. We'll drizzle that lemon right over top, and we'll put some on the salmon as well. Just like that.
So would you say that you would keep the salmon in there for like 2 minutes on each side?
Exactly,
like that?
2 minutes on each side, depending how thick it is. This is pretty thin, so 2 minutes on each side is perfect. And we'll just mix this together like that. You can really smell it too. That lemon really gives it great aroma.
It smells great.
Absolutely. So we'll flip the salmon over, and you can see it's starting to cook up. And then once that's done, we'll just break it up and add it in, and there's your dish.
And that's it?
Absolutely. So it's almost ready to eat.
Well, it's going to look beautiful, but I'd like everybody to see what it looks like really at the end.
Absolutely.
So, and also, of course, I want to taste it.
Yes, the best part.
So I'm going to ask you, if you will, to just serve up a little bit of this.
Absolutely.
And you can see how beautiful it looks.
Yeah, look at those colors and the big chunks of salmon. It's really, really fantastic.
Now, while you're doing that, Elizabeth, I see you have actually a cookbook.
I
which
do.
is called Sexy Chef.
Yes, it's called Sexy Chef.
Because besides the fact that you are sexy.
Thank you. I wanted to create this book because I'm very confident and creative in the kitchen. And when people think of something as sexy, they think of confidence. So I figured if you're confident, then you're a sexy chef. Throw in some creativity and there you go. We can all be a sexy chef.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but I can tell you one thing. It's good.
Thank you
really
so
good.
much.
And I want to tell you something. I was a little nervous about all that garlic. Absolutely not too much
But it
garlic.
works really well, doesn't it?
Okay. My mother said you shouldn't talk with your mouth full. But I'm talking with my mouth full.
That's okay.
It's a delicious dish, and I want to thank you very much for being here.
Thank you all so much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
If you want to see somebody put fashion and food together in the kitchen, you're going to meet somebody who's doing that right now. It's Holly Garrison Greene. How are you?
I'm fine, Tony. How are you?
I'm well, glad to have you here. Before we get started, I want you to step back here. You have to see this. Beautiful apron. Tell me about that.
Well, this apron was given to me for Christmas by my stepson and my stepdaughter and her husband. And I wondered when I'd ever get the chance to wear such a pretty thing.
Well, here you go now, and the pearls are a very nice touch.
Yeah, so I was dressed this way to cook. Food tastes better.
Absolutely. Well, let's get started. What are you going to be cooking for us today? And where are you from, by the way?
Where am I from? Bel Air, Maryland.
Bel Air, all right. Bel Air's in the house. Tell us what you're going to cook today.
I'm going to cook Maryland scalloped oysters, which is a recipe that probably came from my grandmother, who was born and raised in Baltimore.
All right. Well, Maryland is seafood, and you've got a recipe here that is pretty simple to cook.
It is. That basically has 5 ingredients.
Okay. Tell me about them.
All right. We have cracker crumbs. They are well, soda crackers, better known as saltines.
Okay.
Bread that has been crumbed in a blender. Oysters, of course. The oyster liqueur, which was drained off of the oysters a little earlier, and heavy cream.
Okay. But you're going to use this oyster liqueur.
Excuse me, we also have a quarter of a pound of butter.
Okay. And the oyster,
6 ingredients.
Yeah, the oyster liquor, you said you're going to use this later, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna mix those two together. That's the final step.
All right, fantastic. Well, let's get started. What do we do first?
Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is dump the crumbs together in this bowl.
Okay. I'll take that out of your way.
Mix them up a little bit with a fork. Here is my melted butter.
Okay.
This is so good.
It's fast, but I like because I'm going to get to eating some of this soon. And so why do you use a fork?
I just tend to use a fork for this sort of stuff because a spoon, it gets
Clumped on it. Gotcha. Okay.
And take about a cup of this. Put it in the bottom of our casserole.
Okay.
Let me put a little more in. And then about half the oysters. Ideally, this should be in a deeper casserole.
Okay. Deeper and smaller
Deeper
in
and
diameter.
yes.
Okay.
Deeper and smaller. I'm going to take about half of these, put them over that.
Okay. So this is something that you layer. Okay.
I would do a little salt and pepper. Remember, the oysters are salty, so
So easy on the salt.
easy on salt.
Okay. Looks like just a pinch there.
Yep,
Okay.
there we go. Remaining oysters. in the remaining breadcrumbs,
Okay.
or bread and oyster crumbs.
Starting to look good.
It tastes good too.
I'm going to find out in a minute. I can't wait.
Now I'm going to mix the oyster liqueur and the heavy cream together.
Okay.
Mix them up. We're almost done.
Almost there.
Now this shouldn't tax anybody.
And how many people will this feed?
Well, about 6 as a side dish. But if you use it as a main dish, probably about 4.
Okay. Enough for a small dinner?
Yeah.
All right.
I think maybe I'll.
I don't want to leave any in there.
Okay.
And do you have to spread this out anymore, or that's it?
That's it.
Okay, and technically we take this.
That's it. I'm just kind of
Spread it out a little
spread
bit?
this out
Sure.
a little bit so it'll cook evenly.
Okay. And then we put this in an oven.
You put this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or until it starts to bubble.
Okay.
If you want to, you can run it under the broiler for about 5 minutes, which will brown the top a little bit.
Okay.
And
Go
be
ahead.
more attractive.
All right.
That's it.
Now I'm going to take this and move it over here,
Okay.
because in the oven, Holly has one that's finished for us. I'm going to grab that, and we're going to get to taste it. And I can't wait. Oh, this is hot here. Got to be careful. If you can get that for me, Holly. Right here.
There you go.
Doesn't that look good?
Doesn't that look good?
Oh, it smells so good.
Yes.
Well, let's do the next important step, which is tasting it. Get some plates here, Holly. You can serve us some up there.
All right.
And got a fork here. Fantastic.
I should have mentioned, and I believe the recipe says that you don't really need big oysters for this. In fact, big oysters would be a waste. So just
There you go.
standard oysters as
All right.
opposed to selects.
Here we go. Maryland scalloped oysters.
Maryland scalloped
Holly
oysters.
Garrison Greene. Let's see what we got here.
You like it?
That is delicious. I love seafood, and this is fantastic. Thank you very much for coming in and cooking this. It has truly
You're
been a
welcome.
pleasure.